Living with a toxic family member under the same roof is one of the most emotionally and mentally taxing experiences anyone can go through. Whether it is a parent, a sibling, an uncle, or any relative sharing your space, the damage that constant exposure to emotional manipulation, criticism, passive aggression, or outright verbal abuse can do is immense. Often, we feel obligated to keep the peace or hope they will change. But what we don't realize is how deeply such interactions can affect our mental well-being. Before we go deeper into this topic, if you are someone trying to protect your peace and sanity from toxic influences within your own family, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Stay connected because we regularly explore dark psychological tactics used in homes and how to counter them. This knowledge is not just empowering, it's necessary. Share this video with anyone you feel might be quietly suffering in a similar way, so they too can begin to understand what's happening to them and find a way out. Now, let's begin. First, let's understand what defines a toxic family member. Toxicity in a person doesn't always come in the form of physical violence or shouting. It often shows up in subtle ways, through control, guilt-tripping, playing victim, invalidating your feelings, or consistently making you feel less than. Some toxic family members thrive on emotional dependence. They make you feel responsible for their happiness, their moods, and their failures. Living with them means walking on eggshells, monitoring your words and behavior constantly, and often suppressing your own identity. The first step to dealing with a toxic family member is recognition. Many people spend years blaming themselves. They wonder if they are too sensitive or if they are misunderstanding the other person's intentions. But patterns don't lie. If every interaction leaves you feeling drained, anxious, fearful, or guilty, you are most likely living with toxicity. Recognition is hard because, in family dynamics, we are raised to believe that loyalty comes above everything else. But loyalty to family should never mean betrayal to self. The next step is emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop getting emotionally entangled in their reactions, accusations, and manipulations. Toxic individuals feed off emotional reactions. They provoke, then pretend to be the victims. If you cry, they say you're overreacting. If you stay calm, they say you're cold. Either way, you lose. So the best way forward is to practice the gray rock method, becoming emotionally neutral and unresponsive. Don't give them the drama they want. Give them boring responses. Keep conversations minimal and surface level. Another key strategy is setting boundaries. This is where most people struggle. Boundaries are seen as disrespect in traditional families, especially when directed towards elders. But boundaries are not rebellion. They are self-respect. You can politely excuse yourself from conversations that turn toxic. You can set time limits for interactions. You can refuse to engage in gossip, emotional blackmail, or toxic discussions. And the most important boundary of all is this: you are not their therapist, their savior, or their emotional sponge. Build an internal support system. When you're living under the same roof, external escape may not always be possible, but you can create mental and emotional escapes. Listen to calming music, spend time journaling, watch empowering content, connect with friends or support groups online. Your support system can be digital, spiritual, emotional, or intellectual. What matters is that you create a parallel world of your own that isn't contaminated by their toxic presence. It is also crucial to not argue. Toxic people rarely argue to reach clarity. They argue to dominate, to confuse, and to wear you down. They will twist your words, bring up the past, and use circular logic until you start doubting yourself. Don't give them that power. When the conversation turns manipulative, disengage. Silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence is the strongest message you can send. Take care of your health. Toxic environments create chronic stress. Over time, this affects sleep, digestion, immune function, and even your brain's ability to process information. If you find yourself forgetting things, feeling tired all the time, or struggling with anxiety, you're not imagining it. This is the toll of constant toxicity. Eat well, sleep enough, move your body. These small acts become powerful resistance when your surroundings are emotionally draining. One of the most powerful tools in your arsenal is narrative control. Don't let their version of events define you. Toxic family members often smear your image in front of others to isolate you. They lie, exaggerate, and manipulate the family narrative. Stay silent if you must, but always know your truth. Document incidents if possible. Talk to a trusted friend or mentor who knows your side. You don't owe everyone an explanation, but you owe yourself the dignity of the truth. It's important to plan your exit, even if it's long-term. If you're financially or socially dependent on the same roof, start building your independence step by step. Learn new skills, save money quietly, network online, find opportunities. Living with toxicity is like breathing poison every day. The body may tolerate it for a while, but eventually it breaks. Start preparing yourself for a life beyond this environment.